All right. Today we're going to do Muddy Run Silver, Muddy Run Short. A couple things that I've learned over the last couple of days, or last couple of sessions with my practice and working with the cameras. I don't remember my mechanics changes on every shot. So that is something I'm going to continue to work on, is ingraining the various changes on every single shot except for putts. Putts are different, and we'll work on them a little later. Number two, I've noticed that I set the camera up a little too far away. So I'm going to work on camera positioning today and see if I can get some better shots, especially some shots of form that I can slow down and take a look at. Lastly, we are in the middle of hunting season, so there are a lot of people out here who are carrying large caliber penis replacements, and I have to be a little bit careful about play. I have my orange hat on, but you know, I'm not sure I can completely rely on the orange hat to, some of them might think that the deer are running around with orange blazes on now. Who the hell knows? Uh, I'm not all that big of an admirer of people that run around and shoot things. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm going to throw some backhand and forehand practice shots, and here I'm on the gold tee of one at Muddy, and I'm just gonna warm up to the silver tee, and then we'll get started. Wow, I feel like I'm falling backwards. I feel like I'm pulling and falling backwards. Let's try going forwards a little bit. Goes up. Just not comfortable. Just not comfortable. I feel like I'm all bound up. Like it's not smooth. That felt better. Still, everything is high. Yeah, just everything's coming out hyzered. I don't know. See if this step up will help. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, we've got a problem here. We've got a problem. I'm not sure this is going to work. All right, that was a little exciting. Almost lost the camera and the cart. So let's try some walk-ups. Man, high and left, like an early release. So still high, still up here. Well, that was online and not very high and a little turned over, but very short. That was better, longer. It's a good throw, good height. I think I have my aim point now. Okay, so now try one more, just like that. Yeah, that was better. That was better. That was much better. All right, let's do some drivers. Not bad. Good line, good height. Nice and straight. Good line. All right. I do have my aim point now. That was low. That was very low. Good line though. The whole thing with the line, because of my mechanics and because of just all the body situation I've got with the injuries and the things that don't work right and the racquetball history, I have not been able to overcome the fact that I fire through so early with my hips that everything just goes right. So to compensate, I find a target point left of where I actually want my disc to fly. The biggest problem is every session I go out, that point is a little different, depending on how loose my back feels and how loose my hips feel, and yeah, probably phase of the moon and whatever. So I have to throw a couple and figure out where I'm aiming as opposed to where the disc is actually going, figure out what that distance is or that angle is, and then use that for the rest of the session as my aim point. So at this point, and I'm using the top of the disc as my reference. So for today, what I'm doing is not quite half of the disc. So if I want the disc to be on this line, I hold the disc out and I look over the top of the disc and I figure out not quite half of the disc to the left. That's my target line. So I think of throwing on that line, and because of my body mechanics, the disc actually goes on the line that I intend it to. That's confusing as hell, and it makes sense in my head. If you got it, you got it. If you don't worry about it. It's something that's just me. I'm going to throw some forehands real quick, and then we'll get going. Those two, and those three. Is the cart going to stay still? Looks like it is. I should probably move the cart to do forehand form, but I'm already cold. I don't feel like it. I'm just going to warm up and then we'll get going. By the way, I do the same thing with the forehand. Because my forehand comes out early, I have to aim left of my intended target line. Usually it's half a disc. That looks about right for today. It also depends on how much anhyzer I put on the forehand. The more anhyzer, the farther to the right, or the truer to my actual intended line I can throw. If I'm trying to throw something flat with a forehand, I'm throwing half a disc to the left, like this one. Yep, that looks about right. So we'll ante this one a little bit more. That's a little extra high. We wouldn't do that high. All right. Flat. Oh man, was that an early release? Holy cow, that came out far right. That's much better. That's much better. All right, last one. That was the best of them all. Nice. Another thing that I do, especially with my forehands, because I throw most of my forehands at this point are forced turnover forehands. So I throw on a hard ante, and the disc, because the discs are all overstable, they come back. I think about that angle, that ante angle, as degrees on a clock. So if I'm throwing flat, it's 3 o'clock. The disc is actually pointing 3 o'clock. And then there's 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock. Very rarely do I ever throw something straight over the top. That's usually if I'm trying to throw a forehand roller. But with some of my very overstable discs, 1 o'clock is past 45 degrees, and it actually works because the disc corkscrews through the air. And sometimes does what I want. That was interesting. I think that was an early release. Should be right underneath.
Well, I did it again. I'm so used to playing longs on these courses. I just played too long all the way down and then remembered I'm playing shorts. So I had to hike all the way back up here to play the short. See if I can get as good a throw on short drive as I did on the long drive. All right. Let's see, where are we throwing? We're throwing that way. So the target is there. All right, just so, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, the target line I'm picking is basically the center of the fairway down towards, well, if you can see the sycamore, the white birch, I think 3 trees over, 1, 2, 3. That's my target line, my intended line. My target line is the pair of road signs that are over here on the off of the road. So I don't know if that'll come through on the camera or not. So let's see what happens. Elbow up. Easy swing, don't overthrow. Oh, that'll work nicely. Nice big turn. Came back. Yeah, it's pretty close. All right, let's see if I can crash one through there. Well, I'm on the green, just not very deep. All right, well, there's a missed opportunity. All right, so far so good.
God damn it.
Now I'm gonna have to go back and find the damn thing. I may have parked this hole. This is by far the best drive I've ever had in this hole.
I don't know if you can see this on the camera, but my glasses are all fogged up. I have tried just about everything I can think of, and I haven't found a solution. It'd be really nice to be able to see where I was throwing instead of looking through a fog all the time. So if any of y'all have a good product or solution for fogged up glasses, let me know. Well, screwed that one up. That's a little short. Not only was it a little short, it was a lot short. Outside the circle. Close. And that was close too. But close doesn't work it. Close, yeah, blah. Close doesn't get it. It's got to be in. That's one way to erase that surprise birdie on 4. Stupid bogey on 5. Oh, you got it. Overthrew it a bit, but I like the line.
Man, was that inside. That's so early. What was that? That'll be a good one to look at on film. I don't know that I did anything right with that. I've got a long putt. Thinking I probably didn't need to go quite that high. Oh. Well, not upset about that. Ay, ay, ay. I should have made that. That's within range. I should make those. Dang it. Not sure how I got through all that, but I did. There's no way I'm running this one. Way too scary. Let's see if we can get it close. Without hitting a tree, of course. Yeah. Close enough. That's the wrong disc. That's gonna go too straight for too long and make a mess. Same shot, but with this disc. This would be better. Yeah. Yeah, that other one was gonna hold that anhyzer way too long. That'll be fun. Alright, so choose the best of a bunch of bad choices. That was a good shot, hit a rock and shot straight left. I'm not sure if I even have a shot from there. Well, it didn't go over the rock wall. Interesting. Hold that one. Man, oh man, this for a short hole, this sure plays long. All right, just for the record, the fairway is actually between the tree up here with the funny shadow on it and the tree to its right, shaped like a Y. That's the fairway opening. So that's my target. We'll see if I actually hit it or not. Nah, I hit the excuse me. I hit to the right of that Y tree. I hit a little higher than I wanted. Alright, after extensive research of all of these many lines, none of which are particularly wide, I think I'm going to go forehand, turn over down this way, see if I can bend it around to the left, and be lucky enough to clear the trees. Alright, I think I'm to the right of the pin about 40 feet. So I ended up closer than 40, like 20 or 25. Whoa! Check that one. My intended line was here, and I threw it there. See if you can figure out what you did wrong. Once again, I have a lot of lanes and none of them good. So I think I'm going to take this widest one way to the right and just play for a 4, because there's too much risk in the middle and this doesn't give me anything. That worked better than I expected. It actually came back left more than I thought it would. I hate that hill. Rounded a lot. I think I may have missed the last one. Better than it should have been. Channel's very wide and very short, but it's out there. That's exactly what you want to do. Run it right up against. Alright, that's Marty Run Short. Let's see, where did I end up? 3 under with 1 bogey. That's not bad. I'll take that. I'm sure I'll interleave this in the video somewhere, but I had 2 excursions during that round. One, I dropped my mitt, had to go back 2 holes to get it, and the other one I dropped my extra GoPro camera and I had to walk from hole 3 to 14 again to find it. So I'm a little tired, but anyway, now it's back home to pick it apart, put it together, and think about the next one. Until then, go crash some chains.